back. Wanted to hear, some of the things you worked on over the off season in terms of your game, and you probably didn't want to didn't shoot the way you wanted to in the playoffs. So anything you looked at mechanically there? Anything you tried to adjust in terms of the 3-point shot to build it back up going into this year?
Yeah, watched a lot of film. Been working with my trainer Drew a lot recently in the last few weeks. A few mechanical things, pick up points, hand placement, getting lower, keeping my shoulders forward and things like that.
Did you feel anything kind of go wrong in the playoffs in terms of those mechanics, or did you kind of just go back and look at it over the summer and see them?
Yeah, there's some things I could have fixed, but just in the midst of the playoffs and trying to manage, your rest and things like that, it's a little tougher. I was still playing well, just wasn't shooting the ball as well as I would have liked, and obviously we were winning, so it wasn't the time or the place to try to fix things in that moment.
Jayson, Brad was just saying how this coming season could be even a bigger challenge than last season. Just how do you approach the process of maintaining what you did last year?
I think the important thing is, being proud of what we did last season, and last year was amazing. We were an incredible team, and we made history. And this year, not necessarily feeling like we have to defend the title, but we're trying to go win it. We had a target on our back the last couple of years. Nothing has changed in that aspect. If anything, we know how great it felt to win, and what it took, and we're trying to go win again. Not necessarily defend it, but just like anybody else, we want to go win a championship.
Jayson, I'm curious what you learned from your experience at the Olympics this summer.
That's a broad question. You want to be more specific?
Is it something you're going to draw motivation from, I guess?
Want to address I didn't play in 2 of those games? That's what you mean?
That's part of it, yeah.
Motivation. I guess you could say that, and if you want to simplify it. In real time, it was tough. But it's, and Joe, I talk to Joe a lot. Joe was probably the happiest person in the world that I didn't win Finals MVP, and that I didn't play in 2 of the games in the Olympics. So that was odd, but if you know Joe, it makes sense. Did I need any extra motivation coming into the season? No, I don't. I'm not gonna give anybody in particular credit that they're motivating me to come into the season. It was a unique circumstance, something I wasn't haven't experienced before in my playing career. But I'm a believer that everything happens for a reason. I was coming off a championship, the highest of the highs, and covered 2K, a new contract, and then that happened. And whatever the reason is, I haven't figured it out yet, but I am a believer that everything does happen for a reason. But it was a good experience. We won the gold medal. I won my second one. I was around some of the best players I ever played the game on a daily basis, and built some friendships, and was able to bring my family out there and enjoy the Olympics as a whole. So that was a plus for me for sure.
You sat up here the last several years after getting really close to winning the title and talked about what it was going to take to get over the top and win one. I'm just curious, after accomplishing that this summer and having coming back and trying to do it again, does it feel different sitting here now? And if so, what feels different now that you finally did get over that hurdle and finally get that first title?
Yeah, It does feel different, not from a place of being complacent, right? Not that I'm relaxed or comfortable. It's all about what you're trying to achieve and trying to achieve greatness. I believed that we were going to win at some point. We had a sustained level of greatness for 6 years, or even before that. We were so close. We were taking the proper steps, and we finally knocked down the door. And it was never just about just trying to win one, right? Now you get to be mentioned with at least be in the same room with the other Celtics, great teams, the other great players, all the guys that I looked up to growing up at least won one championship. So now it's just a conversation of how great are you trying to be, right? What room or what tier are you trying to be mentioned in when it's all said and done? And understanding the window that you have to maximize that time. And so, yeah, it does feel different. Being up here as a champion and knowing what it takes, and wanting to be on the top of the mountain as many times as you can.
Jayson, just when did you get back in the building there, and what was the motivation in coming back early?
Coming back to the facility? When I got back from being over in China, I started back working out. It's a quick turnaround, right? Played till June, went to the Olympics, had some off the court deals like, with my partners and with my foundation, things I had to do. So it has been a short summer, and we start practice tomorrow, so I had to get back ready to ramp it back up.